Do you guys think I went to Nigeria to be smiley, or I went to Nigeria to make money, or I went to Nigeria to relax? No, I was battling with my life in Nigeria. Hi guys, how you all doing? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hope you guys are doing amazing. Good morning from my side. Hope you guys are doing well. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel and let's be one family. You can also follow me up on my social media, Instagram and on Facebook with Binta Smile. So guys, in today's video I'm going to be telling you guys why I stayed very long in Nigeria. Like, I spent 2 years and some months in Nigeria for some reasons. Sometimes I see a lot of comments on my YouTube channel. Excuse me. Sometimes I see lots of comments on the comment center like, what are you still doing in Nigeria? Were you deported? So many things. I had to like block a lot of people from my channel because of that comment, like, were you deported? What are you doing in Nigeria? Are you not going back to Europe again? All those kind of things. Seeing me on YouTube doesn't mean you know a lot about me. I only show you guys what you need to see. Yeah, the whole plan was for me to travel to Nigeria, then work on my passport. I wanted to do change of name on my passport. Then after that, I'll relocate to another country. Though I was done with my study, that was the main reason why I left that country and I moved back to Nigeria. I was done with my studies and everything. So around 2000, a lot of things happened to me in Nigeria. Like, a lot of horrible things happened to me in Nigeria. You guys see me on YouTube every single day. Oh my god, my voice. Seeing me on YouTube every single day doesn't mean I'm fine, I'm living fine, or I'm okay. A lot of horrible things, a lot of temptations happened to me in Nigeria. So let me start with the passport first. Around 2011-12, there's this family member of mine. He's a family friend. He based in Nigeria. Sometimes he traveled to UK for holiday and everything. So the man was like, I want to attach you to my document. I want you to travel along with me and my family to UK. And the guy attached me to his document and everything. I had to like use his name. So we applied for the UK visa, me, the man, and the wife, and his children. We applied for the UK visa and everything was okay. So ever since, I've been using the name on my passport, Aremu Mudirat Oluwaseun, even though I'm not even related to that name. It's not even my real name. I had to like bear the name. So I've been using that particular name on my passport for the past how many years. My result in school, my BSc in school in AAU, I use my real name on my BSc and then my WAEC and then NECO. But that particular document, my passport, my international passport, carried another name, which is Aremu Mudirat Oluwaseun. So after my studies in Asia, I moved back to Nigeria to do change of name. Like, I wanted to answer my real name. Sometimes if I tell people, okay, my name is Aremu Mudirat Oluwaseun, they'll be like, why are you different from your sisters? And do you guys have a different father or something like that? And I don't like it. And so many things. I wanted to like make use of my BSc with that particular name, and I was having problem with my bank because of the name I have on my passport. So when I came to Nigeria, the first thing I did, I went to passport office in Ikoyi and I met my friend. He's a very good friend to me. His name is Tomse. If you are familiar with passport office in Ikoyi, he's a very popular person there. You will know him. His name is Tomse. He worked there. This guy collected money from me, about 400,000 naira, with 300,000 naira, all in the name of change of documents. He ate my money. He didn't do anything. And for him to refund the money back to me was a war. He didn't pay everything. He refunded half. The remaining money was, how much was it? 100,000 or 150? I can't even remember. So after the whole dramas with him, I went to Abuja to apply for change of name. I paid another 550. After everything with my passport, with the change of name and everything, I applied for a UK visa. They denied me because I renewed my passport, I did change of name, and I don't even have any travel history at all. There's no visa on my passport. Though I have visas on my old passport, I did change of name and there's no way I can even travel with it. My old passport, I have like 7 to 8 visas on that one if I'm not mistaken. My old passport. So what I did, I had to like relax for some time. So during the whole process, something terrible happened to me in Nigeria. I woke up one morning with a strange pains on my body. I battled with my life. I cried every single day. But sometimes when people see me on YouTube, you'll be like, oh, she's full of life, she's so happy, she's smiling. No, do you know when you are in pains, you still find a way to be happy? That is the kind of life I was living in Nigeria. Smiling on YouTube all the time, talking about products on YouTube all the time. But behind the camera, I was battling with my health, I was battling with my life. Nobody knew about it apart from my family. Up to now, I'm still struggling with it, but it's better compared to before. Living in Benin was okay, everything in Benin was perfect. So I registered in UBTH. I was going to UBTH. If you guys follow me very well on YouTube, I vlog in UBTH almost all the time. I registered myself in UBTH, going there for treatment every single day. I went to orthopedic department in UBTH because I was having problem with my bone, and I go to UBTH every two weeks for my appointment, and I spent money. Like, do you know how much I spent in UBTH? I'm talking about millions. Do you know how much I spent in UBTH? Orthopedic department. If you have problem with bone, if you don't have money, all the money I saved before I came to Nigeria, I spent everything on my head in Nigeria. I'm talking about millions. I sold my land because of my health in Nigeria. I was battling with my life in Nigeria. Do you know how many places I went to? I went to a lot of traditional places, I tried a lot of herbal. I went to different places, different states in Nigeria because of my body, because of my health. Do you know when you spend money on something, like you are spending money on this particular thing and the thing is not even working and you are not even getting better? Like, I was very angry. I spent all my money on my head and there was no difference. And sometimes people come to my channel to ask me questions like, were you deported? What are you doing in Nigeria? Do you guys think I went to Nigeria to be smiley, or I went to Nigeria to make money, or I went to Nigeria to relax? No, I was battling with my life in Nigeria. I was battling with my head in Nigeria. Praying to God, I was even praying to God to take my life because of the battle I was fighting in Nigeria. Yeah, nobody knows about it apart from my family. I went to a lot of traditional places because of my body and nothing happened. This thing delayed me in Nigeria. Even when I reapplied for another visa and the visa was out, I couldn't travel with it because of my body, because of my health. I was when I said sick, for me to sit down like this was a problem to me in Nigeria. For me to stand up, I don't even sleep at night. I don't sleep at night because of my body. And I told myself, there's no way I can travel like this. How will I cope traveling to a country when you don't even have parents, you don't have friends, you don't have anybody? How will I survive? How will I even work? I can't even work to raise money for myself, to pay my bills and everything. No. For me to sleep at night in Nigeria was a problem. For me to cook, ordinary to stand in Nigeria was a problem. Do you know how much I spent in Nigeria hospital? I wasn't deported. Nobody deported me. I came to Nigeria all by myself. Let me tell you guys something about deportation. If they want to deport you, they don't even allow you to travel with anything, your bags, your luggage and everything. They don't even allow you. You don't even have access to those things. The only thing you have access to is your passport. That is if you have a passport. If they want to deport you, they don't allow you to go with your luggage or your properties and everything. No, the only thing they allow you to travel with is your passport. If they want to deport you back to your country. I wasn't deported. I came to Nigeria all by myself with my bags. This is me at the airport when I was coming to Nigeria with my bags. Do I look like someone that was deported? Did you see anything like handcuff on my hand? Did you see any immigration officers around me? I came to Nigeria by myself, and this is me. I was even enjoying the economy that I paid for. Do I look like someone that was deported? I wasn't deported. Did you see handcuff on my hand? Or any immigration officers? No, I came to Nigeria by myself, but a lot of shit happened to me in Nigeria. There's this particular thing I want you guys to know, especially those of you that come to my comment center to be like, Nigeria is not good for your body, Nigeria is not good for you, you are getting dark, you are doing this, you are doing that. Most of the people that are based in Nigeria, they are far better than a lot of us that are based in abroad. They earn more better than us that are based in abroad. People that live in Nigeria. That is one thing I want you guys to know. Most of my friends that we graduated together in Nigeria back then, same school, same department, they are my classmates and we are friends, same hostel. We eat together, concoction rice. We go cook them, we go eat them together, concoction rice. So we soak garri together, garri and groundnut. We go chop and we go dey drag them for inside room. They are doing better than me, a lot of us that travel out of Nigeria. Yeah. Most of my friends that are based in Nigeria that we graduated together, they are doing more better than me and few of us that travel out of Nigeria. You saying Nigeria is not good for your body, go back to abroad, do this one. Do you think people that live in Nigeria, they are suffering? They are not suffering. Do you know how much I pay every month for my bills, my house rent, my school fees and everything? Do you know how much I pay? If you earn salary in abroad, you still have to spend it on bills. You pay your house rent, electricity bill, tax, blah blah blah, school fees and everything. Do you know how much those people make in Nigeria? They earn money in Nigeria like they make money in Nigeria. So let's go back to the main topic about my body. What happened to me in Nigeria is not something I want to talk about on this video. I don't want to go into details about what really happened to me in Nigeria. If I have time, I'm going to show you guys everything. I'm going to explain everything to you guys if I have time, but not today. Yeah, I don't want to get emotional on this video. I just want to be happy. I want to be happy on this video. I don't want to cry. Like, I know they cry, oh God forbid. I don't want to cry. I just want to be happy. I just want to be myself, to live my life. Yeah. Even though I'm not fully recovered, but I'm still pushing. I'm getting there by God's grace. The Lord is my strength. I'm getting there. At a point, I became very tiny. Very, like, if you see my body then, I was very tiny. There was nothing like exercise. There was nothing like a diet, apple cider, or slim thing, or trying to lose weight. I was losing weight because of my head. I was battling with my head. I was very tiny. This thing was eating me. I became very tiny. So when I uploaded a picture on Facebook, there was this particular guy that drops a comment on that particular picture. The guy was like, this one don't go abroad. She don't go carry sickness. She don't go carry HIV. Now why she can't lean like this? Now why she can't tiny? This girl went fine before. See how she can't be. I was very mad. I was very angry with myself. I almost killed myself because of that statement, because of that comment. And the next day, I came online on YouTube, on my page. There was this particular girl that drops a comment. I did a video about that. The girl was like, go and commit suicide. That was what the girl told me. And the only thing that was coming to my head that period was, Binta, oya do it. Binta, oya do it. I was very depressed. You seeing people on YouTube doesn't mean you know everything about them. People battle with life every single day. For them to speak up is a problem because they don't want to be bashed. They don't want to be bullied on social media. That was the kind of thing I was passing through in Nigeria. This particular guy doesn't even know anything about me and this lady. The guy said, she don't go carry sickness come Nigeria. Now why she can't lean like this? This was my picture then, this particular picture. I was very tiny because of the sickness I was battling with. This thing was eating me, eating my blood. and I don't even know how come about this sickness. I don't know how come about it. I traveled to a lot of places in Nigeria, different states in Nigeria, for treatment. If you see my body, the way they mark my body because of treatment, if you see my body, different mark on my body. People battle with sickness. People battle with different things in real life. When you see people on YouTube smiling, that doesn't mean they are happy in real life. No, they are not. A lot of YouTubers battle with their life, just that they don't want to talk about it. But when you see them on YouTube, when you see us on screen, you'll be like, oh, I want to be like this person. You can't be like me. I receive that a lot. Binta Smart, I want to be like you. I want to be like you. Can never be like me in Jesus' name. I don't even pray for my enemies to be like me. You can never be like me. Why will you want to be like me? I'm stressed up. There's no help from anybody. Like throughout my stay in Nigeria, all the money I spent for myself, I spent at the hospital. Everything came from me. There's no help from anybody. I struggle for myself, like real struggle. And you want to be like me because you see me on screen with makeup, with a smiley face. You can never be like me in Jesus' name. You know the kind of stress I go through in real life. You won't even think of Binta Smart, I want to be like you. The people I was expecting that question from was my subscribers, my African sisters from another country, not Nigeria. Una know the kind struggle when they Nigeria, una know the kind temptation when they their country, especially when you based in abroad and you come back to Nigeria to stay. So many temptation, family problem, they go put eye for your body. If I tell you guys what I face in Nigeria, the kind temptation, the battle. If not for God, and this life, it can't still sweet. My sisters, I for commit suicide for Nigeria. I swear to God, if not for my mom, for the kind of family I came from, and for my sisters, my elder sister and our last born, if not for them, the only thing that was ringing on my head was, Binta, commit suicide. Do it. I went for counseling how many times because of that thought. Yeah, at a point, I became very frustrated. I was losing my mind, losing it. Middle of the night, I will wake up. I'll start walking around the whole house. Middle of the night, too. I'll be walking around the whole house, talking to myself. I'll start asking God questions like, God, are you there? Are you seeing me? Why did you allow this thing to happen to me? Are you even seeing me at all? Can't you answer my prayer? When are you going to deliver me? When are you going to answer my prayer? Did I do anything wrong to you? At a point, like the way I question God, I'll be talking to God as if I'm talking to a child. God, forgive me. Forgive my ignorance. Have mercy on me. Yeah, I question God every single day. Like, I've been nice to everybody since I came to Nigeria. Why did you allow this thing to happen to me? Why me, God? I go to church, I pray, I sow seed, I assist people in church, I pay money to people, I help people. Why me? I question God. But I didn't know He was preparing a table before me in the presence of my enemy. He anointed my head with oil, and my cup of blessings overflow. This is me today. I'm getting better. Compared to before. I'm coming. Let me pick up my breakfast. I'm hungry. Yeah, let me prepare my breakfast. I'll continue with the video. Okay, I think there's a Nigerian guy here. Where's the person? heard someone speaking Nigerian English. Mercy son is burning me. I can't even see the person, it's far from me. See my food: scrambled egg, hot dog, and some nuts. I like this thing. And cucumber, cheese, fresh tomatoes, peanut butter, strawberry, honey, natural butter, and yellow butter. This is my tea, Lipton, no sugar. If you are sick, or maybe something is going on in your life, speak to someone about it. Someone that you trust. That's what I did. I speak to a lot of people that I trust. I speak to them about my health. They advise me, they talk to me, Binta, do this, and go for this one, try this one, they have the medication, travel to this place. I tried a lot of medications. If you are battling with something, don't even keep quiet. You need to speak up, talk to people that you trust very well. There's one thing that really surprised me about this whole dramas. The people I called my friends, people that we both live in Malaysia together back then, and other countries, even my friend in Nigeria, even few of my friends in Nigeria, none of them reach out to me like, Binta, what are you doing in Nigeria? Are you okay? Are you sick? What are you doing in Nigeria? Nobody reached out to me. These are the people that will call me, Binta, I need money, I want to subscribe, subscription is 20k, I want to buy Christmas cloth, I want to buy this one for my children. Every Christmas like this, I will send money to my friends in Nigeria, all of them, all my friends in Nigeria. I help them. I want to buy this one, I want to buy this wig, buy this wig and send to me in Nigeria. If you are coming, do this one for me. Nobody reached out to me when I was battling with my life. And they live there in Benin. A few of them, they are in Benin. None of them reached out to me. And when I was coming to Nigeria, I bought a lot of things for my friends. Up till now, nobody reached out to me like, Binta, what do you do for Nigeria? I hope everything is okay with you. What are you still doing in Nigeria? What is going on? Nobody. The only one that sent me a message was my marriage is next month. I want to do marriage. I need money. I want to buy this one. I should be. Buy cake for me now. Pay for cake. Pay for reception. Pay for DJ. Me that was battling with my life. Fear friends. Fear them. Me, I don't have friends. So to me, I see them as my hello hi friends. I don't have friends. My friends are my sisters, my family. I don't have friends. I don't make friends. I don't even know how to make friends. Yeah. I feel comfortable around my family, around my sisters. I would rather tell them about me than to tell outsider about me. Nobody reached out to me. Few of my male friends that I helped back then, none of them reached out to me. The only thing I heard from them, sorry, how they do you? Sorry, how they do you? Everybody. Nothing like, Binta, take 1 naira. Take 1 naira, nothing. Even when they call me on video call, they'll be like, hey, this thing is eating you. Binta, find solution now. Binta, do this. Nothing like, Binta, send me your account number. Take 5 naira. Nothing. These are the same people I helped. Right now, I've learned my lesson. Now, even here, I still need to register for hospital. Yeah. Because I still need a better medication, a better treatment. So guys, that's going to be the end of today's video. If you do enjoy this video, like, subscribe and share. Bye, have a nice day, and I love you guys. Be nice to people, be nice to everyone. Stop assuming that you know people more than they know themselves. Okay.